This is a live channels television event.
Yeah, I'll tell you what I thought of these steps as I got here. I said the ladies are going to need a lot of help getting this step.
Thank you very much, Mr. Ogubawo. Your Excellency, may I be permitted to rest on existing protocols? Thank you very much, sir. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the Central Organizing Committee of the 7th Lagos Economic Summit, Prt1 2014, I welcome you here most warmly. This year's theme, Powering the Lagos Economy, Real Opportunities, Endless Possibilities, sets the stage for statewide government officials, community leaders, and representatives from academia, financial institutions, small and big business owners, power and energy sector experts, and economic and development specialists to come together and brainstorm possible and additional solutions to the Lagos power sector challenges and the available, nay, endless opportunities for investment and growth of the sector. For the people of Lagos State, we could not have gathered at a better time than now in the execution of the transformation agenda of our beloved state. And indeed, the theme for this important summit could not have been better articulated. As we witness continued growth in major global economies, we are also experiencing an African renaissance. As a matter of fact, the recent rebasing of Nigeria's GDP and the resultant outcome of our great country now being the biggest economy in Africa, an economy size estimated at 80.3 trillion naira, or the equivalent of $510 billion, signals a reawakening of the immense potential of this dear nation, which many, including us, its citizens, so often and so unfairly deprecate. Much of the commentary around the GDP rebasing is around the limited or zero impact that this exercise is likely to have on the man on the street. What's in a number, some have said. Dare I say, there's a lot in a number. And if you go through the infographics inserted in your conference folders, there are many numbers that depict the success of Lagos State, GDP rebasing or not. And if you look in the folders, there's a spreadsheet infographic that gives us some of the statistics in terms of the achievements of Lagos State. The impressive achievements of our dear state in power generation in recent years are notable. I will not repeat these, as I know that they will be discussed extensively over the next couple of days. But the evidence of these accomplishments is there and is being felt by the man on the street. And this is through a gradual increase in direct power supply from the grid as the state increases its generation of power through its IPPs. However, we all know we're not yet there in 24/7 power supply. And indeed, the current wide gap between energy demand and supply presents huge opportunities for investment in the power sector. The opportunities are as exciting as they are lucrative. For a state of close to 20 million inhabitants that is working on quadrupling its power availability in less than a decade, the incremental power to be generated anticipates a ready market for which even that additional power is likely to be inadequate in the light of much anticipated growth in socioeconomic and industrial activities. And Your Excellency, permit me to do a plug here. For us at Standard Chartered Bank, we are committed to supporting power generation and consumption in Africa as a whole and have been doing so at a steady pace. Indeed, Standard Chartered Bank was the only financial institution that walked the talk and committed itself to financing more than $2 billion worth of energy projects under the Power Africa initiative set up by US President Barack Obama during his visit to Africa in July 2013. The new financing of $2 billion that we're committed to is a public-private sector partnership and represents a coordinated cross-border effort to build the regulatory, economic, and policy foundation in order to double access to power in sub-Saharan Africa. But moving closer to home, we are very encouraged that on one of our home grounds in Africa's most populous and biggest economy, the mega city of Lagos has set ambitious goals in electric power generation and is establishing the utility and energy sector reforms to pave the way for investment and growth. Lagos State is evidently walking the talk. Using its geographic coverage across 37 African countries and leading project and export finance expertise, our bank in recent initiatives have been working closely with the US Exim Bank, USAID, and OPIC to develop the policy framework for specific projects and the introduction of best practice for infrastructure development in Africa. I believe that the delegates here today and the organizers of the summit, Lagos State, are very expectant of the enriching discourse over the next couple of days on charting the new and enhancing the existing routes to sustainable power strategy for the Lagos economy. By being here, I am assuming that each and every one of us already understands the critical role that power plays in enabling life and businesses. One key issue that I must mention at this point is that as urbanization continues unabated, the population of Lagos State is growing fast. The state therefore needs reliable data in order to plan for further development and to allocate its resources. As stakeholders in the progress of this megacity in which many of us live and work, it is important that we help in the quest of the Lagos State government to refine its resource allocation strategies, particularly in relation to public utilities. And if we have not already done so, I enjoin all here present who reside in Lagos to please register either online or at any of the registration points dotted across the city as residents of Lagos State. Accurate statistics would definitely support in strategic town planning. Finally, whilst I have no doubt that the highly experienced and respected keynote speakers and distinguished panelists will do absolute justice to the varied topics and sub-themes of the summit, please permit me to leave you with a few imperatives. Of course, we all know that constant electricity is the backbone for economic development in Nigeria. Lagos is the economic hub of the country and is a major catalyst to move the country from bricks to brinks and to sustain it in minute. Public-private participation is a must to speed up the investment in power generation. Lagos State has the potential to continue to build the IPPs that will generate sufficient power to meet her demands. There is therefore the need to accelerate efforts towards revamping this ailing but important sector of the economy. Your Excellency, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, with the commitment, track record, and unwavering political will demonstrated by our much-loved, respected, and achieving Governor, Babatunde Raji Fashola, SAN, the good people of Lagos and its indigents, of which I am one, rest assured that the challenge of powering the Lagos economy will be realized fully. That by the end of this summit, the real opportunities, both business and socio-economic, will be clearer to all, and that the road to the endless possibilities for the economic enhancement of the man on the street will be charted. Thank you very much for your kind attention.